Hiya, I'm Tova
And I'm Racheli Marks, and together we connect through the stories we hear.
During our episodes, we hope to learn,
revolutionize,
inspire, transform, and bring relatable content to you.
We would like to also discuss and internalize how your story can be someone's savior. This is the official
Together We Connect
podcast. Hello everyone, it's Racheli Marks.
And Tova.
And we're back, and we're very excited because we're back on here quite soon after our last episode.
Which is really awesome.
Yes, and we're so grateful for all the listens, and shout out to Yael for being amazing, and shout out to all of you. Now we have a very, very special guest that needs her own drum roll.
Yeah, because Tova has a total crush.
Crush.
On our guest.
Don't worry, I'm developing one too.
She's just beautiful. She is a special person. She's been on a journey, and can't wait to hear. And how I know our guest is we have been on a coaching group, and so I'm actually meeting our guest for the first time
in real human life.
It's
so cool. In real person.
So cool. So without further ado, will you tell us your name and a bit
Who are you?
Hello, everybody. So my name's Gina Da Silva. I met Tova in the last few months. I've lived in Pretoria my whole life. I'm a qualified physiotherapist, mom of 2 wonderful little kids, very passionate golfer. And yes,
Dave, we come across a mom and love golf.
Yes.
Tova
loves golf now. Have a newfound respect for golf.
I'll have to get you to the driving range, Tova.
I don't know if you want me to hold those sticks. I've had a few, with my brother, with crickets. And he's
It's a club, right?
It's a club, yeah.
Because I love the scene from Johnny English where it's like, oh, Tucker, I know how to hold the bat. And you're like, yeah.
So, okay, you play golf. And
yes.
And
okay.
Also, I don't know that. I mean, I've watched Johnny English, but I can't totally blank with them.
No, it's so funny because I love that scene because I didn't even get it at the time that a bat and a club were 2 different things for 2 different sports.
Okay. Yeah.
It's so funny.
And you have different size. How many clubs in a bag?
So you're not allowed more than 14 clubs in your bag.
Okay, fine. And I thought it was like a set.
That is the rule.
Your big one, your thin one, your skinny one, your fat one. Okay.
There are all of those, but so you can have any from 1 to 14. But you're breaking the rules of golf if you have more than 14 clubs in your bag.
Okay, that's good to know. Yeah. Okay,
now we're on education of golf.
Yeah. I think because the regular person just plays putt or whatever.
Mini golf.
Yeah, mini golf, yeah.
Okay, well, this is the real deal. She's the real deal. And we want to start with getting to know you. So, Gina.
Yes.
Tell us about yourself.
So, the reason I'm here is obviously to tell you about the journey I've been on. And, it's not something no one would dream of it. No one would expect it. So I met my high school sweetheart.
Oh, really?
In high school, playing golf actually.
Oh, wow.
We played junior league against each other.
He likes it too.
Yeah, so we played junior league against each other. Luckily, he didn't mind getting beaten by a girl.
That's really...
It sounds like he was able to put his ego aside for this pretty girl.
He did. And shame. And first just became really good friends and got together when he was in matric and I was in grade 11.
So 1 year apart.
Yeah, so he's my age. He was my age, but he started school a year early. Yeah, so we both and and that was pretty much that. And started going out and fell madly in love as you do in high school.
Nice.
So sweet. I didn't realize that. Wow.
Yeah, okay. And proceeded to go out and then funny enough, part of this whole story, which I look back now and I think, you know, you look back now and you think, sure, to think that we were worried about that. But so randomly in 2015, I went for a doctor's checkup and they found a big growth on my one ovary. Had no symptoms, no pain, no nothing, and obviously the first big worry was, what is this growth? And saw the doctor on the Thursday and went in on Monday for surgery.
Wow.
Had it removed. Unfortunately, they had to remove my whole ovary, and but tested it, and luckily it wasn't anything bad. And I mean, by that point we had been going out for 8 years. I must think now. 9 years. 9 years. We had been going out for 9 years.
Wow.
But obviously, starting going out in high school, it's, you know, I mean.
Are you counting from then?
Yes. So when we started going out, yeah. Wow. So we had been together for 9 years. Yeah, stayed together. Both studied at Tux.
Oh wow.
Both stayed in Pretoria.
What did he study?
He was a chemical engineer.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
And So then had my one ovary removed, and both of us. At that point, I mean, we pretty much knew we wanted to get married, but financially, I mean, he was still busy doing his master's at the time.
Right.
And just financially, it wasn't ready. We weren't ready to get married. But then when this happened and the doctor sat me down and said, look, you know, you need to be realistic about this, you know, with obviously wanting kids and stuff. And yeah, so that sort of put a rush on it after 9 years. It's not a rush.
Put a timeline.
What were your thoughts at that point? Right.
So both of us, I mean, we sat and we were really worried. I mean, we both really wanted a family and children. And it was a worry that it's a very realistic possibility that we won't be able to have kids. Reason being was when I was in surgery, they found the beginning of the same thing on my other ovary.
Oh my gosh.
So luckily they could then remove that little bit.
That's insane, yeah.
But I lost my whole right ovary. And
wow.
so that made us
that already
have
takes
some
away
serious
chances, hey?
So that made us think about things, and yeah, that then we said, well,
the clock started ticking, I guess.
Let's do this now. And you know, I think looking back now, I don't think you're ever financially ready to do all of this, but you make it work when it happens, right?
Yeah.
So and luckily both had very supportive parents, and everyone was like, you know what, we'll make it work. And yeah, so that was April 2015. Wow. We then got engaged July 2015. And got married the following April.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So got married in April 2016.
Okay.
Just shy of going out for 10 years.
Wow.
Oh, you're just under.
So there were a few jokes amongst friends of, you know, Mars finally popped the question. But yeah, so then got married in April, and yeah, everything was really good. We then managed to fall pregnant and had a beautiful baby boy, Matteo, in November 2017.
Can I ask you, was it difficult to fall pregnant?
No, so luckily not.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
Luckily not. Yeah, so I think, and I don't know if it did have anything to do with it, but so the gynecologist that did my operation, she said, if you can, go freeze some eggs.
Fine.
Because she said,
just do it.
You got to see it as an insurance policy, and she said if you need them one day and you don't have them, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
But do it. So
the one
I did
ovary was taken away, so you had less eggs.
Exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
fine.
Well, yeah, like a bit anxious about this, or you just didn't give it much thought. You were just like, let's think positively and go with the ride. Like.
Yeah. So look, I mean, we did go freeze eggs.
As an insurance.
on the doctor's recommendation. Also because she had said, you know, they found the beginning of the same thing on my left.
Yes.
So
just be safe.
Didn't look great at that point.
Right. Yeah.
And then I'm a firm believer that obviously then went through similar sort of treatment to IVF because wanted to get eggs and freeze them. And I'm convinced those hormones going through those IVF cycles
Helped.
made things work better again.
Okay,
Wow.
nice.
Yeah.
Because from what my ovary looked like prior to surgery in 2015 to what it looked like when we tried to start falling pregnant, it was like a different ovary.
Wow.
So I feel that way. And you know, you hear of it so often where people struggle to conceive, eventually fall pregnant with IVF, and then years later have a baby naturally.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or not even years later. Often very soon
sometimes,
after.
sometimes too soon afterwards.
4 months later. How did this happen?
It's just insane because when you're going through that challenge, you're like, oh my goodness, but then it actually, what happened to you was like a happy birthday story. Like it was like,
sure.
Wow, it was like
Yeah.
amazing. It went from something that like
That
hard
looked so bad
and then
into young.
Sometimes
it's
you
so
expect the
interesting
worst.
Because my first pregnancy was also fertility,
Mm-hmm.
and then I fell pregnant actually with my second. But before I fell pregnant with her, I was actually trying different contraceptives because I wasn't interested yet to fall pregnant. And I tried the one contraceptive and it did not work, but it obviously pumped
Certain
the right amount of
hormones.
hormones in order to fall pregnant
Wow.
Into your body,
2 months
yeah.
later.
That's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah, hormones are an interesting thing.
Yeah, we actually just need someone who knows this so well to just talk us through this.
True. It's true.
Okay,
But yeah,
amazing. So Matteo was born.
So fell pregnant naturally with Matteo, and yeah, he was born November 2017.
Wow.
Amazing.
Um,
Can I ask how old you were at this time?
2017, I was 29.
Okay, fine.
28, 29.
You look so young. I thought you would be
28,
29 now or something.
Yeah, 29. And yeah, so then Matteo was born, and yeah, and all was good. Happy, healthy little baby boy.
Oh God.
Everything carried on, and yeah, and then I always say, you know, make God laugh, make plans. We got the idea in our head to immigrate. My oldest brother's been in Australia for many years, and we just, Mars in industry, he was finding certain things tough, and we just thought it's a route to go. So yeah, and then life happened in 2020. So we had started talking about this, and then we said, you know, if we do go, we both really wanted a second child, and we said if we both felt if we do immigrate, things going to be hectic, and we were worried it's never going to feel right, like the right time to have a second child. So we said, okay, let's make a 2-year plan or a 3-year plan. We have another baby here in South Africa. Obviously, have the help of grandparents around, which is enormous.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
You can't put a
Wise
price on that, hey?
thoughts.
No, you
Yeah.
can't. So we said, let's have a baby, let's get everything sorted, and then when baby's about 2-3,
Immigrate.
we'll try and move. That was June, July 2020. And then August fell pregnant. I thought it's impossible. I actually had a checkup with my gynae. And at the checkup, I was going to discuss the fact that I've just gone off the pill and we're going to try have a baby. And she said, Gina, I think you're pregnant.
What? How?
And I said, no, I don't think so. I've only just gone off the pill. And she's like, I think you're pregnant. Did a test there. It didn't come back positive. But a week later, it was positive.
Wow.
How?
And then I was pregnant. So that happened very quickly. I look back now and just think there was a plan.
That is
Sure.
such a miracle. Wow.
There was a plan. And
You
yeah.
said so many wows.
So
It's like, you know, someone sneezes.
Tova is awestruck.
You know, you sneeze, like, shoot.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Whoa.
So yeah, so
lessons.
August
Yeah.
August fell pregnant, and then sort of started thinking, okay, well, we were staying in a little townhouse at the time, and said we're going to try sell our house and find a slightly bigger place just to rent for these 2 years.
Yeah.
We were going to be in South Africa still. And so yeah, sold
Very practical.
our house very quickly as
Yeah.
well. It was just like, it's meant to be. Sold our house, and then on the 1st, it was the 1st of December. You don't forget these days. 1st of December,
2020.
2020. Marcio woke up and he's like, I don't feel so well. And I said, oh, shame, well, maybe you ate something funny. It was a bit nauseous, but nothing specific. Like, not violently ill. He just didn't feel so great.
Like, go to the GP type of thing.
Yeah, well, Mars was someone who maybe took a Panado twice a year. Like, that's really how he was. So, gave it a couple of days, wasn't getting better. And then a couple of days later, went to the GP, and she immediately looked at his eyes and said she was worried about his liver because his eyes were a bit yellow. Bilirubin, yeah. And sent him for blood tests. His bilirubin was through the roof. And
he didn't have pancreatitis, eh?
No. So this was the thing. So she obviously did a whole bunch of blood tests. And she said she was worried he had some sort of infection in his liver. But then, it didn't turn out to be the greatest GP because kind of forgot about checking up on him. Gave him an antibiotic, which definitely made him feel a bit better, but the nausea persisted. And then just so happened...
Was he throwing up at all?
No. It was just like
nausea.
Just this
weird
feeling
nausea.
of not being
Morning
well.
sickness.
And then it was something we joked about for a while, because then that week when he wasn't feeling well, I had a checkup with my gynae. And shame, at that point we were during COVID, so there were very strict regulations, and he wasn't there that day with me at my checkup. And I was chatting to her about it, and she said, Gina, he needs to go for a sonar because he's probably got a gallstone, and that's probably what's causing the blockage and causing the bilirubin to go up. So we joked about it for a long time. He was one of the few males in this world to get referred for an abdominal ultrasound from a gynae, but he was, because she wrote me the referral that day. She said, no man, just go.
And how far along were you at this point?
3 months.
Oh, so you're still early.
December. 4 months.
Right.
4 months,
Right.
December.
Yeah.
And so went for the ultrasound. So they couldn't pick up a gallstone, but they could see his gallbladder was like
inflamed.
deflated. No,
Oh,
like
deflated.
So like squashed.
Oh my gosh.
So then she said, look, he's going to need a scope to open up his gallbladder. Sent us my gynae in this whole journey. She's phenomenal.
Wow.
And shame. So sent him to a gastroenterologist. Managed to see him that afternoon, and this doctor said to him, look, either way, we're going to go in for surgery tomorrow that I can open it up. But he said, I need you to go for a CT scan first, because he said, I need to see why it's blocked. He said, because the ultrasound, the sonographer didn't pick up a gallstone. So he went for the CT scan. It was late in the afternoon, came home, and took him the next morning for the scope. And it was a difficult time because, again, I couldn't be there with him for
You're
the
also
scope.
pregnant.
I was pregnant, but during
Wow.
COVID, you drop them at the door. He must go in for his procedure. Sure. And then the doctor went to him that morning before the surgery and said they can see a whole lot of lymph glands that are massively swollen.
Oh my gosh. By the gallbladder.
And that was, so there was nothing wrong with his liver the whole time, but the lymph nodes had compressed his gallbladder.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So, shame. So later that afternoon, I got a phone call from him saying he's out of surgery, but he's spoken to the doctor and it looks like he may have cancer. But the doctor at that point said it looks like lymphoma, which apparently is easier treated.
Yeah.
There's so many of them, they say, that it's so complicated to know.
Well, this is the thing. But he said in the scope, they're going to open up, they put a stent in his gallbladder and, or the main vessel draining his gallbladder. And then he said, obviously we'll take biopsies. So that was the 9th of December. And then the 11th, they phoned us and said, come in. And shame, the receptionist said to him, please bring someone. So we kind of expected the worst. And the 11th of December went to see the doctor, and he said he had stage 3.
This is still within the 1st December, 11th is 2020. This is still the same.
This was all within 10
few
days.
That's insane.
And
but that's amazing. Just that it happened
so quickly. I mean, I don't know if anything would have changed much, but Yeah, so 11th of December, shame, he was diagnosed with stage 3 gastric cancer.
Gastric.
Yeah, so they found that there was...
It was in his...
It had already gone to his lymph nodes, but it was in his stomach.
Oh my gosh. That's a hectic one.
And the little bit, we tried not to read up too much, because then everything seems worse than what it even is.
Google's the worst doctor.
Yeah.
But it seems like gastric cancer is not something that gives a lot of symptoms. So generally, by the time you find it, it's pretty far gone. And that was the case, yeah. So it had already gone to his lymph nodes, and I remember, we just said, like, who, especially someone like him, cholesterol's on our radar. Both our dads have high cholesterol, and that's on our radar as far as a family thing goes. But I mean,
where does this come from?
Who at the age of 31 goes for a scope?
Yeah.
You start those things in your 40s and your 50s.
Correct.
So it came as a massive shock. And just so much. I mean, we expecting our second child in April the following year, and at that appointment, so we asked the doctor, and he said, look, with what it looks like now, he said he reckons 6 to 12 months. That was his prognosis. And
that's it.
Yeah.
They didn't think it was curable. No.
So he said to us, he said, no one knows except the big guy upstairs.
Yeah.
But he said, look, it is already stage 3, and he said it's in a very aggressive cancer. So he said we're gonna hit it as hard as we can with treatments. He said there is treatment, but he said it's already too far to do surgery first. He said we're gonna have to do treatment
and then maybe surgery
and see what happens.
Jeez.
And I'll never forget sitting at that robot. So I also that doctor was phenomenal in the sense of he knew what he had to tell us that afternoon. And we stepped straight out of his office, straight into his psychologist's office, or social worker's office, which I think if we didn't do that and we left his office and went straight home, I don't know what either of us would have said or thought or anything.
Whiskey.
Probably.
No, you won.
Well, she couldn't.
I couldn't. I was pregnant.
No, never mind.
But
enjoy.
But so shame. So went straight to shame and chatted to his psychologist, and then at that first robot, Marcio, just being the person he was, said, we're both still sobbing. I was waiting to drive home, and at the robot, and he piped up and he said, well, I suppose now I can try some weed.
Had he never done it before?
No. And
is there anything else you wanted to skydiving?
Well, the weed is for the cancer.
So
it's a very common treatment.
He did, with shame through chemo and stuff. There were some
big on
very
weed.
very good gummies that were eaten and made him sleep and then wake up and eat like a champion. So they had their place.
Got the munchies.
Yeah, they had their place, but so that was December 2020. So that was the ball we got dealt. But then shame. So were referred to a phenomenal oncologist. He actually specialized in gastric cancer. And he said, look, you're otherwise young and healthy. I mean, he was 31 at the time, and said, we're going to hit it hard with chemo and see where we get to. And and shame, he had a really good outcome with chemo. He stopped so he had eight rounds of chemo, and that got him up to the 2 weeks before Gabby was born.
Jeez, it's brutal.
Shame. We then found out, so we didn't find out the sex of our first pregnancy until Mateo was born, and we were going to go the same route, and then when all of this happened,
too many surprises for you.
But we also we were genuinely worried he wouldn't meet Gabby with the initial prognosis, right? So shame. So at our next gynae appointment, we found out we're having a little girl, which was very cool. And so shame, he was on treatment till 2 weeks before. In the meantime, we had then sold our house, hadn't found a new place to stay yet, and knew what was potentially coming.
Right.
So we then moved in with my folks for 6 months.
Right.
Ma said, I'm gonna need help, which I 100% did.
Yeah.
And so that February, packed up our house, chucked everything in storage, and moved in with my folks. And then April, Gabby was born, and so he was there. He met Gabby, and then he rescanned, and it all looked really good. To the point that then we actually got to the point where the doctor said, okay, we can operate now. He said, we're going to do this. And the doctor said to us, you've had such a good response with chemo. We can most probably get you in remission. But he said, this cancer's aggressive. He said, it's going to come back. So he said, you're young. Mars was then 32. He had his 32nd birthday. And he said, we need to remove this if we want any chance of a cure, which we were obviously all for. And but then there was a gap in treatment, waiting to see specialists, surgeons, blah, 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 blah. And then when we did see this guy, he was actually at the Donald Gordon. He said he wanted Mars to be on a bit more treatment again, because now there'd obviously been a gap in treatment, and it worried sort of what had happened.
Yeah.
So had some treatment again, and then rescanned him. And he was happy. He said, no, there's no evidence that the cancer had spread. It was major surgery. He had to have his whole stomach removed, which I didn't realize you can do, but you could.
Also, wow. Okay.
So had his whole stomach removed, and
so if you had
that
a
was
stomach,
then
I know
November.
this is funny, just from an anatomy question. So if you have a stomach removed, then what replaces it, or how does the food get?
So they attach your small intestine then straight up to your esophagus, okay? And then they say over time, initially you lose the storage capacity, and obviously you lose the acidity of digestion.
Yeah.
So they say it becomes very important to really chew your food properly. You had to supplement with a few vitamins, because there's certain vitamins that will only get absorbed in that portion of the stomach.
Yeah.
But then they say over time, you're from like almost gravity of food landing in that sac, a new little sac almost develops from where the food lands and sits in your small intestine.
The body's amazing.
So
science is amazing as well. It's unbelievable.
So so shame. So that was then the 21st of November 2021. So almost exactly a year after his diagnosis, he was having surgery.
That's when I got married.
November
What
2021, 21st.
So when did you get married?
The 9th of November.
Well, your anniversary's coming up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, but like, it's crazy to believe that there's so many stories going on all in cognizant times, you know?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, so shame. So then he had his surgery, and and then shame, and it really went well.
Yeah.
With everything they tested that they removed, we could see, unfortunately, that the cancer was further than what the scans show.
Oh no.
All we realized in this whole process was our scans are not accurate enough yet. It is what it is, unfortunately.
Don't they say that about babies' size and weight as well?
Yeah, I mean,
I guess there's minuscule.
Yeah, the smallest
the
measurements.
problem is because you literally need one cancer cell to still be there, and that can spread. And to have a scan on a cellular level, that just unfortunately doesn't exist yet. And shame. So we could, when they removed the everything, they saw it was in more places than what they'd initially thought. So we knew the road wasn't over, and there was going to be more treatment. And then the next few weeks it was chaos. We had to wait 6 weeks, obviously, after his surgery before they could start anything, because they said if they started treatment too soon, his recovery, it wouldn't recover. He wouldn't recover properly. So we had to wait that first 6 weeks. Then shame, he started not feeling well, and saw the doctor beginning of January, and planned shame during all his treatments. His chemo port got blocked. He developed a blood clot. So the plan was to give him a new chemo port before they started chemo again, and that Monday, which was the middle of January, his eyes were going yellow again.
Shame.
And went into hospital for the chemo port, and the doctor just looked and he said, before we do anything, we got to scan you because something's up. And Shame sent him for an MRI, and it had gone all over his liver. So that was middle of January.
So it spread.
2022.
Yeah.
It's so weird how initially the liver was the big concern, and
the big worry, yeah.
And then it was the gallbladder, and then the stomach, and
then it went, and Shame, he was in hospital for about 10 days. It was just less than 2 weeks.
And you have a newborn baby. She was a little bit older than a newborn.
Look, Gabby by now was 9-10 months old.
Wow.
How did you manage, and your folks, how did everyone manage with the baby? And
is it weird to think back to? You just don't know.
So much of it is a blur. In complete honesty. But yeah, look. So in between all of this, so we stayed with my folks for 6 months, and then things were looking good. Surgery was planned. Everything was looking good, and we actually then found a house. We realized we're not immigrating anytime soon because this is all happening. And then bought the house where we still actually live now. And we moved in August. So we were in our house for 5 months. But if it wasn't for my folks and my in-laws, that everyone has been so phenomenal, and friends and family, and everyone's just been amazing. But it felt, from November, it just felt like constantly organizing who's watching my kids. Can I get Mars to the doctor? Can I go visit him? Still during COVID as well, so you could go visit him for 1 hour every day.
Did you feel like there wasn't really much time to think in between trying to just work out everything logistically?
I think you just go on autopilot, and you just
because you do seem very practical about this. Looking back, I mean, you
do just cope. I've had a lot of people ask me, I don't know how you do it.
But you don't know what else to do.
But I mean, what else would you do? You just have to. And you just have to. So no, it was. I mean, it just.
It's interesting how you say you just have to, because also it's a choice as well. I'm sure
it's very much a choice.
Pull you down as well. It can pull you down.
For sure.
I don't know if you had maybe some insights to say this is actually not going to serve me. Yeah, let's go the practical route and let's just keep going that way, because if I go down, it's just an endless journey.
Endless pit.
So
that could have been in your subconscious in a way.
Yeah. So look, I saw the same counselor that saw us when Marcio was diagnosed. I went and saw her once or twice in these 14 months. And then I saw a clinical psychologist that January. It was that January. And that was actually, I said to her, I'm worried. I'm going on autopilot. I said, I've got 2 small kids at home. I said, I can't fall apart. I said, so she said to me, actually, she looked at me, she's like, you don't seem like the person that's going to fall apart. She said, just obviously keep things in check. She said, ask for help where it's possible. But I said I was worried. Backstory to this, we really had a horrible 3 years, but my cousin, June, just before Marcio was diagnosed in December, my cousin died in June. And then my best friend passed away after Marcio was diagnosed. She got COVID.
Oh, wow.
And she died in July 2021.
How old was she? Your age?
My age. So she would have been 32 in October.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Wow. Horrible story. Got COVID last stretch of pregnancy. Had baby, and then was in ICU for 5 weeks and passed away.
Oh my god. And the baby?
Wow.
She was fine. She's fine. She's exactly 2 months older than Gabby, and Shame, her dad is doing well.
Sure.
And so it was a rough 3 years.
Hectic.
Or 2 years. And so that was, I said to her, I've lost my cousin, I've lost my best friend, my husband ain't looking good. And I said, I've got 2 kids. She, I don't know if reassured is the right word, but said, you don't look like the person that's going to fall apart, just as long as you've got some support, which I said I do.
And prior to this, history-wise, you had never struggled with mental health? You hadn't?
No. So, Yeah.
That's great.
So
She's a golfer.
Yeah.
I think maybe
Look at her go with her club.
No, but maybe golf and sports like really helps
All-
with mindset. Like
All physical activity, all sporting, athletic things are very good for the mind.
yeah.
that's true. That's true.
Even if it's bad for your body.
No, it is. It really uplifts and
It's
Yeah.
the endorphins.
Shame. So shame. So he was in hospital from the middle of January, and just shy of 2 weeks, and the doctor got to the point where they just couldn't. Unfortunately, they couldn't get his liver to function better. And then if they couldn't get his liver to function better, they couldn't think of giving him cancer treatment, because he said if your liver's not going to process it, the chemo will kill you if the cancer doesn't, basically.
Oh my gosh.
And still during COVID, so like I say, hospital visiting was restricted. It was stupid. Like I said, it was stupid. It sucked. And we got to the point where the doctor just said to us, said, look, there's nothing more we can do. And we decided, well, then let's go home. And shame. So he came home on the Saturday, and those 5 days were an absolute blur, because then having gone through COVID, so this was 14 months of now him having cancer. There were so many people that we hadn't seen. Obviously, we had spoken to, but because of COVID, we would organize to see someone, and then they'd phone us on the Friday and say, listen, someone's tested positive at work. We're not taking the chance of making Mars sick. So there were lots of people we hadn't seen. So I look back now and I'm like, those 5 days were chaos, but I think they were so important, especially for Mars, that everyone could come and visit. But he came home on the Saturday, and in 5 days and Thursday, the 3rd of February, he passed away. In our bed, and I don't think anything, even when he came home, I mean, you don't want to come home from hospital when the doctor says there's nothing more you can do, but even then you can't, I don't know if it's like a protective mechanism of our brain, or I don't know, but you can't comprehend it. You can't comprehend it until it happens. And
even then you can't comprehend
and
it.
even then you can't. And
it's not quite happened yet.
No. No,
because I think it is above logic. I don't think it's a logic experience.
No, which is actually quite silly in a sense. Like, and this is if I look back now over the past almost 4 years, death's the only guarantee we have in life.
Yeah.
And yet it's something no one speaks about. Everyone is so awkward around. And I feel until you've experienced death in a close sense, you can't comprehend it. You can't.
I think that's why media leans so much into death, because it's an unspoken thing. Like, they're like,
Very
well,
true.
we're gonna address whatever we can with this, and show how people actually have to deal with this. It's an inevitable. It is.
It is.
What? Okay. Also, I think, I think like life is a bit of a interesting journey, and for me recently, like death actually resembled like I thought we were all gonna go like to hell, and I dreamed. No, I honestly thought like hell was this like gloom and doomy place, and then whoever went there just like couldn't like come to terms with that. But then when I pictured like heaven, like all like light and then beautiful, I don't know, kind of soothed it in a way. So it's a very death is one of those, I think, complex.
Well, it's a mystery to life.
It is.
Death is the mystery to life, and it's the thing that we are guaranteed.
It is the only guarantee,
And when you face death, you face life.
Mm.
Like it's that.
That's when you
Very
finally
true.
open your eyes.
Yeah, you realize.
And that's actually what we
yeah.
were discussing last week on our last episode, which was going in with a practical mind and being realistic. And Tova was like, that seems like a negative perception of things. No, you totally got it.
Yeah.
You totally, I think you agreed.
At the end, no, I didn't understand it at first. I was like, what? How can you think like that? You can't,
And it's more like, preparing yourself for realistic things that may come.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes I think naturally as a child, you don't want to think about those things.
No.
It's not something you want to think about. It's not even something that crosses your mind.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I look now, and I mean, so Matteo was four in a couple of months, and Gabby was just shy of 11 months old when he died. And there are things on Matteo's radar that
was no on yours.
I just think no 5 or 6 year old should have to worry about these things.
Yeah.
But death is a reality to him, where death to a lot of 5-year-olds is not a reality. Death is a reality to Matteo. I'll never forget the one day, it wasn't that long after Marcio passed away. And he said, "What's going to happen if something happens to you?"
Wow.
And all I wanted to say was, "Don't worry, nothing's going to happen to me." But the play therapist we've been seeing, she has also been phenomenal, and such a support for me. She's been so amazing in helping me prepare what Matteo's probably going to ask me.
Right.
Obviously understanding how a kid's brain works. So many of the things she said, look, he's probably going to ask you this. And her biggest thing from day one was, do not lie to your kid as much as you want to. And in that moment, nothing I wanted more to say was, don't worry, boy, nothing's going to happen to me. But I don't know, heaven forbid, I may have died the next day in a car accident. And then she said, Matteo's going to say, Mom said nothing's going to happen. So we've had to be very realistic with Matteo, and but then you also, I don't know, then you see our kids simplify things and how resilient kids are.
On their level, like it's like
on their level, it's easy.
Yeah.
We're gonna die one day, and we're gonna be with Dad in heaven, and Dad sits on a cloud and sees us every day.
It's very interesting because I've been on a path of self-discovery, because I've been writing about my experiences with depression, and in it I realized, actually, I'm not saying I hadn't experienced anything close to Matteo, but I resonate a lot with him because I remember worrying about this stuff at a very young age, and being very concerned about things that I hadn't experienced yet. Yeah. But it's actually terrifying. Yeah.
Well, I mean, for me, you know, some of the times the kids ask me now, and I'm like, no, let's not think about that, because I think as an adult,
you also don't want to think.
You don't want to think about that. But then when you see how they simplify it, I mean, Gabby said to me, now shame, I mean, so she was just shy of 11 months old, so she knows what Dad looks like in pictures now, but you can see she doesn't have the emotional connection that Matteo does.
The concept of
Matteo
father.
remembers Dad as Dad. Gabby recognizes him, but she said to me the other day, she said, "Why is it taking us so long to get to heaven?" And I'm like, please, let's not rush this.
That is a simplified
for her,
version.
It's like, but you've said that one day, we don't know, only God knows, when we're all going to go to heaven, and then we'll be with Dad again. So why is it taking us so long? But there again, but there again, that's how kids simplify it. So it's it is a tough question. But
I think of like what's it, Tom and Jerry, and I think there's a few of these heaven Tom and Jerry things, and one of them, I think the cat, the Tom.
Yeah, it's Tom.
Climbing, the stairs to heaven, and there's like a harp playing. And it's like
that's how we picture things as a child.
But it's also going back to Mars, and is there anything you do now that you bring him in more, and the kids? Or
so definitely, like I really do. I mean, there are photos of him all over our house still. The big things I must say is every year on his birthday, I don't feel like the bad days or days worth celebrating, but his birthday is still a big thing for me and for the kids.
Can we ask his birthday?
It's the 15th of February, so it was very, very well. So he passed away 12 days shy of his 33rd birthday. Wow. But yeah, it's a shame. So they're good golf friends of mine that we always used to play golf together, and they always come over, and Marce's favorite thing in the world were mushrooms, especially a mushroom risotto. So I make mushroom risotto on his birthday every year, and we send helium balloons to heaven.
Wow.
And yeah, and I mean, we'll continue doing that forever. But it's you know, I don't have that sort of, I've got a very open policy, and we talk about Mars all the time.
How do you, just something I'm going through, and I don't know if you can answer me, is how do you, if you want to move on, but how do you move on and carry him with you without that deep sadness? So you're not like stuck with the deep sadness, but you know you want to carry on. Does that make any sense?
Honestly, it does. It comes in waves. Grief comes in waves. I can't tell you. I honestly think it's time, and everyone's different.
Right. So it's a constant wave. It's not. There's no.
I really
constantly learn something new.
This is something I often actually say to people when they say, not to me, but I say it to myself. No one hears me saying this. But when someone says to me, I understand you, I often think in my mind, thank you, but you don't. Whatever I went through is not something that you actually know what's going through. And I understand that you're empathizing with me, and I'm so appreciative for that. But in my mind, if I say that to someone, I just feel like I'm lying, because every single person also reacts differently and feels differently to the same thing. Yeah. And so, with your experience, you can give us as much context on your experience to help someone else.
100%.
Ultimately, it will not be exactly the same.
No.
For sure.
No.
For sure.
Or even sometimes close.
And I found that so something that was phenomenal. And if there are any new or not even that new widows listening to this, I found a lady in the UK, actually, Karen Sutton. She actually goes by the Widow Coach, but she was also a young widow with 2 young kids.
Wow.
And did life coaching courses and stuff, and she wanted to help widows, because she said when she went through this whole grieving process, there were lots of grief groups, but not widow specific. You can speak. I can speak to someone who's lost a brother. I can speak to someone that's lost a father, a mother.
Every relationship is different.
Everything's different.
Yeah.
And then even so, in this group, so I joined this group, and it was really amazing, because there were women from all over the world. We would have a Zoom call twice a month, and even all of us being widows, even all of our situations were different.
So different.
You know, we actually, so myself and 2 ladies, we became quite good friends. Both of them very young widows, very young kids as well. And then there were ladies on the group who had been married for 50 years and were widows. And we had a laugh one day, because the one lady, the Zoom call was all about routine that week. And the one lady said, she can really feel a difference when she doesn't wake up and do a half an hour of yoga. And the 3 of us with young kids, we said, is she joking? All we want to do is wake up and get the kids to school on time. We would love to have 30 minutes to do yoga. So although we're all widows, completely different situations, but I've never felt so seen and heard as there in that group, because you can't, like I said, losing a brother, losing a parent, you can't describe losing your person.
Wow.
And it's so young to be a widow, to go through that. And also, it's not just when you go into marriage and there's a few years, and it's not the way you think of life. It isn't.
I also think shout out to your best friend's husband. Because I do think women in general are much more open when it comes to their feelings, and I think there's a huge gap when it comes to men going through the same journey.
Totally agree with you.
I did experience meeting a widower, and it looks very different on a man.
Totally agree with
Wow,
you.
it looks very different. It's much more private. It's much more don't talk about it. It's much more.
Have you?
Yeah,
Have you
100%.
met?
100%.
Well, like, yeah, I guess that who was it again? You said
Her best friend's husband.
Husband. Wow.
Yeah.
And also lives in
Yeah.
Victoria. Like also.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have you been able to be a support for each other in some
So
aspect?
do you know Shame initially yes, and then Shame he's since met someone,
Okay.
and extremely happy and so good, and I think for him it's been this is purely my perception of it. I could be completely wrong, but I think for him it was difficult to keep up our friendships where we purely
where
we knew
connected
his
through her.
wife from high school. And I feel that got difficult because
No, of course it would.
Initially, so we were basically three very good friends. My other good friend and me, best friend, are still very good friends now. And Shane, we would often invite him and the little girl for a braai or whatever. And initially, he would come and then slowly we
Honestly,
just wouldn't
I don't blame
as
him.
much.
I don't blame him.
No,
to
I can
say,
imagine.
just
It's hard.
having a moment how the beauty of us South Africans have a braai. Like also
Yes.
coming from London, like it's just so nice. Like on a Sunday, it's like you have a braai with you come here and you have a braai with your neighbours or your family. It's just
Braais
such
are
a,
good.
a
So
nice
community
way
and
of
it's
community. as
so
well.
much
But
community
I wonder
here.
what I think maybe that's why there's a good connection with people here because it's like
Yeah.
just come over for a braai. Like why
Yeah.
not? you know?
In my
It's
mind,
good.
the culture of South Africans is so different to the rest of the world. But I feel like it's partially maybe because of the weather. Because we proper just we reflect the weather.
Yeah.
You know, like as much as I love rain, definitely doesn't make me want to see people. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, cheers guys, I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hibernate for a while, you know.
Yeah.
But like when the sun is out, it's
Yeah.
like fine, I have
Yeah.
no excuse now.
That's very true.
Yeah.
That's very true. But,
I don't know. We are special
yeah.
people. I love the South Africans. I mean, I'm coming from outside, coming in, and I love it here.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, also
That is beautiful that you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Shame, yeah.
So he's
but
on his own healing journey, and
he is,
each to
and
their own.
Shame. I see lots of him, and you know how social media is. You get to see things more than you see the people.
For sure.
But the little girl is looking more like her mommy every day.
Aw.
But growing up, she looks like a really happy little girl and
good.
sees her granny and granddad, and so yeah,
That's
I
all
think
you can hope
everyone
for.
they're in a good
Yeah.
space, as good as what they can be. Yeah,
That's amazing. So,
yeah,
I mean, you've been on various different platforms to be able to help you through this situation.
Yeah.
Where you met
Yeah.
Tova, which is so cool.
yeah.
A coaching group.
How
yeah.
come you came on the coaching or what was it?
So Mandy, who runs the coaching that we've done, she gave a talk at Mateo and Gabby's school a couple of years back, and that's how I sort of
Did you fangirl?
got on. So it was so weird, you know, when you listen to someone speak and you just feel
connected.
I need to speak to this person.
Yeah.
And there were just things that she said in this presentation. I'm like, I feel I can learn. I really felt like she can help me. At that point, I think it was about a year after Marcio had passed away, more or less.
Wow.
And I just found, I mean, grief is always there, and it comes when you least expect it. But
Yeah.
there was a lot of like day-to-day stuff, and mom stuff of, you know, and that's where I've had to, you know, there were days where I, you know, felt like feeling sorry for myself and saying, oh, you know, this is harder because I'm a single parent. But then there were often days where I'm like, Gina, be realistic. If Mars was still here, it's 3:00 in the afternoon. He'd be at work. Like, you'd be doing this by yourself anyway. So put your big girl panties on and do it.
Right.
But there were times where it was hard, and I'm like, it's always, and it is hard because you know what, it's always me. There's no one to bounce ideas off of. Do you think we're doing the right thing? Yeah. little things like that, you know. But there were times like that where it was 3 PM. I'm like, be realistic. He wouldn't be home now even if he was still alive, which, you know,
it's fine because I talked to my daughter.
Would have been great.
The thing is, she can't answer that because she's still too young.
Exactly.
Like, if you can't do that with your kids,
No.
it's like, Mateo, I'm like, have I got it right with you?
Yeah,
No.
But anyway, that was a side. So it was, and listening to Mandy speak, there was a lot of things that she said where I thought she's gonna help me on the parenting aspect of this.
Oh, lovely.
Where I also felt, you know what, there is only me, so I need to make sure I get this right. And yeah, so then set up a call with her, and I did a couple. This is about 2 years ago now. Did a couple of calls with her, and she really did help me at that point. Gabby was still small, and just a lot of routine type stuff, and just really helping me be a better mom. And then obviously after getting to know her, followed her on Instagram, and then she had an advert for this 90-day course that she started.
Wow.
And thought, well,
very epic.
Let's do it.
Highly recommend it for anyone.
Yeah,
I'll do it. I'm here. I'll do it.
So yeah, so that's how that happened. But initially, definitely, you know, I would say lean in and get as much grief help, guidance, counseling.
I think.
But
I have to.
Don't do it alone.
Have to outline your decisions here, because you had never ever experienced mental health struggles. And now you're dealing with grief, which is mental health struggles, whether we like it or not.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And you...
Da-da-dum.
Yeah. Can I also... Da-da-dum.
And you still chose to do all those things with no shame. Like, you didn't feel shame to do any of these things. So many people take years to go to a therapist just because they're ashamed that they need one.
Yeah.
Like, how would you advise someone to do that?
So, do you know, yeah.
Take a breathe, take it rest.
Yeah, sorry, let's all breathe.
That's a good question.
No, it's hard to take a rest.
So one extremely helpful thing that I was told, and this was
and now you're going to tell them.
Yes, specifically a grief and trauma counselor that I saw very soon after Mars passed away. Again saw the clinical psychologist when that was probably a few days before Marcio passed away, where I said, I'm worried I'm going to drop the ball, and she said, don't worry, you don't look like the person that will. But I found...
Maybe you just needed to hear that from someone else.
Maybe I did, but she was very clinical about the situation.
Practical.
Where I felt then... It was probably about a month or two after that, I felt I want to speak to someone. I don't want to speak to someone that's going to look at me and say, clinically, yes, you've got depression. No, you don't. Yes,
I want someone who's a bit more feeling.
I wanted a counsellor more, okay? If that makes sense. So I chatted to a few...
How's you feel?
A few ladies.
Counsel me, please.
Yes. Yeah. And anyway, I was referred to this lady and went to see her a couple of times. And one of the things that stuck out it stuck out like a sore thumb for me. And she said, when you compare trauma and grief, she said, trauma counseling, we're going to teach you not to feel the things you're feeling because we want you to get rid of that trauma. She said, grief, you have to feel it. She said, it is normal to wake up and feel horrible. She said, it is normal to wake up and not want to open your eyes. And she said, you have to feel. She said, Gina, there's no way that I can help you through this. She said, it might take you weeks, it might take you months.
How do you know the difference? Like, how do you know? Sometimes, also my brief journey, how do you know it's like not like trauma, as like, because the trauma side, like I can imagine if you like, gee, I think it's what shockness, like it went very quick, and it was. Well,
I think it's obviously. I mean, she's studied this. Look, yes, I think.
Isn't trauma letting go? Versus grief is more experience.
I want to investigate this.
Possibly. But look, I think with any death, there's trauma that comes with the death. But, you know, I think she was comparing like trauma of,
Yeah. Okay.
you know.
Yeah.
heaven forbid, being held at gunpoint, or you know.
This is
that
the
trauma.
perfect thing I'm actually thinking of.
So I think she was looking at that, where she said that will give you coping mechanisms to not go back to that space, or go, you know, where she said grief, everything you feel, you have to feel. It's the only way to get through it.
When I had like someone who came into my room and stole from me, it was the initiation of me joining a security company.
Oh wow.
So I'm saying, that's my story. So what I'm saying,
she's involved with a security company and does wonderful. She actually does training.
Wow. Yeah.
Thank you.
So that was one of the big things that stuck out for me there, and is feel all the feels. Don't think there's something wrong with you for feeling the way you do. But then I think, to the point where I think I'll never forget driving the kids to school. It was probably about 2 or 3 weeks afterwards, and I found myself smiling and singing with the kids, and initially I was like,
how dare I?
How can I be smiling? But I think the fact that I was shows I could still see the light.
Isn't that a beautiful moment?
It was.
Just to remember.
It was.
Because it does happen. A lot of people do say this. They say that there are moments of joy and
you feel guilty almost.
Like, how dare I feel this?
But I think if you just don't see any joy, or don't see, you just really feel like you are stuck in a dark hole.
What's the point?
Then I think it is time to go see someone. And I did. I more than a year after that, I had a few weeks like that, and I thought, I'm not coping. And then I went and I spent about a year with a counselling psychologist, and she was amazing as well. Different lady, who actually my wonderful gynae sent me to. But
this gynae sounds like an angel.
She was.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, she was phenomenal.
You can shout out to her.
Is phenomenal.
You must send this to her.
And but yeah, and so I think when you feel you are not yourself, like, even you can hold grief, you can hold everything with you, but when you feel you are not yourself anymore, then don't be scared to reach out.
Get help.
You know, there's so many different.
I would say don't reach rock bottom.
Platforms. No,
like just go for help, guys.
Exactly.
There's
no shame in it.
No, I totally agree.
Image coming to my mind, and sorry, this is totally spinning things around. No. Bugs Bunny.
Yes, and, I love how you relate so much to these cartoons.
No,
because I do
really,
too.
They're really amazing
psychology. Yeah.
I mean, not that movies are great and clips that are really not encouraging, but I guess my youth is coming back. Where Bugs Bunny is, I think he took a rocket to space, and he's like, the moon's being cut down, and he's literally holding onto the moon with his like tiny little rubber hands, and he's got walkie-talkie calling into Earth, and it's like. Earth, not it's like Earth with his accent, not Earth. It's like Earth. According to Earth, and Earth is like, what? How can we help you? Get me out of here! And I think that's the lesson of life. It's like, you don't have to be there. You can get out.
You don't have to hold on.
Yeah. You can. And,
I learned a lot from those types of things as well.
That's all, folks. That's what we can learn from. Bugs Bunny is like, help. Ask for help.
Ask for help. Definitely ask for help.
Not to do
this has
alone.
been an unbelievable story. I want more, like.
Let's just say Gina's just a breeze, lovely to talk to you, and just you make everything sound practical and just so realistic, so like down to earth, and that's what we like grounded. You're
look,
too grounded.
I don't know. I say, you know, as I said before, people say, you know, I don't know how you do it, and I say to myself, you know, what sort of choice did I have? But I think the kids have been my saving grace. There are days when I think to myself, maybe I didn't lie in bed and cry enough, but Gabby was 10 months old. You know, whenever someone says to me, you know, I don't know how you did it, I'm like, I couldn't wake up in the morning and say, kids, fend for yourself today. I'm going to have a bed day. I couldn't. Mateo was 4. Gabby was 10 months. So there were times where I thought, maybe I didn't lie down in bed and cry and grieve enough, if you want to say that. Although I dropped the kids at school and then went home and cried in my bed. But I do think the fact that they were, well, they still are my purpose. I think they've massively been my saving grace. and then just the amazing family and support I've had.
Wow. It makes a difference.
Yeah.
Move into family.
Always talk about support system.
No, it's massive. Massive. And then, you know, I hate using the word lucky in this situation because I don't feel that we were lucky in any sense. But when speaking to other people that have lost partners, the fact that Marcio was diagnosed and we had 14 months, it'll never be enough time. But we spoke about things that we never would have if he wasn't diagnosed.
I was literally just about to ask you the question, which was it better to know?
There are times now where I'm like, oh, we should have spoken more about this. And I mean, it's not big life-changing things. It's little things with the kids. But I'm like, I wish I just knew how you felt about this. But then I sort of think, and I must say in my heart, we were 99% of the time on the same page with the kids. So in my heart, I'm like, okay, I do think you would have agreed with me, and let's just go with it. But
that you're still living with him.
Yeah,
I love that he's with you.
No, he is. He will be till the day I die. It is what it is. But yeah, so there were things that we got to speak about that we never would have, and shame. I think, in all honesty, I think he would have wanted to have more conversations than what I let him, because I think I was.
No, don't.
I was more the
like
one
this.
of no. I'm not talking about that because you're not gonna die. Where he was very realistic about the thing, and for a flippin' 32-year-old, he was so at peace with it all.
Right.
He was so calm about it. It was crazy, but
do you think sometimes? I mean, it's insane. Like you can't even think, but God gives you, like, you know, as you said, like you can't walk until you walk into someone's shoes, and you know, like you don't know. Like,
so he was extremely calm about the whole thing, and he did. He chatted about a few things, and I would often just say, yes, that's fine, but you're not going to die, so let's not talk about this now. But and I think that was just me. Like I said, you don't want to comprehend it, and you can't comprehend it until it actually happens.
And you know what?
But there were things that we got to speak about that we never would have. So in that sense, yeah.
I guess it's so interesting you say this. I'm thinking of, I'm a big like romantasy reader. I love reading like romance fantasy, and obviously there's so much death and there's so much like high stakes, and that is when you see people connecting, you know, like the high stakes.
It's very true.
And I'm not saying you ever want that, God forbid, but I mean,
but it is there's a deeper connection when you go through that with someone, 100%.
Well, that's why they actually say it's very complicated for people to work in an ambulance company or a medical response company, because it's such high stakes that you instantly connect with the person you're working with.
Right.
And it's very complicated for like couples.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, I think one last input from you, because I think we're both just elevated, maybe, just a little bit elevated.
Inspired.
Exactly. Also, just like honestly shooketh by your response to everything. Yeah.
And just
and that you're literally across from me smiling, and you have these cute little dimples, and you're just
I think your daughter has the same, hey?
I think so.
But I think the last question that I have to ask is that
where did you get your dimple?
where's it from? I think who you were before this all happened. What would you tell her?
Yeah.
Another question to wrap up. That's very
sorry.
cool.
Just
no. That's
do you know? I look now. I would tell her that I'm extremely proud of her. I can tell you that.
Okay, well.
But
I agree.
I agree. Sorry, guys. It's just it's just sweat.
I like that. I don't think anyone saw me, but I was just like shocked there, like, and I was just like, wow, I can see that. Like, wow.
I would honestly say that I'm extremely proud, and also if I look now, how I think any big life thing like this, it gives you massive perspective. So I would like to go back in even pre Mars getting sick, and say just that's not a big deal. It's really not a big deal, but you know,
you had to be that way.
You don't realize that until this happens. So I would go back and say, really don't. I mean, it's a
don't stress.
common thing. Don't sweat the small stuff, but literally, literally in the big picture, that is minuscule. So don't worry about it.
Wow.
And then just soldier on, because it does. You know, I've said it. Okay, there's so many like perfect little pictures of grief, and yes, it never leaves you, and yes, it gets lighter to carry, but it's with you forever. But it does get lighter.
I like to say we jump from stages to stages,
and look, and just look for the joy, because it's I think perspective. Life is far too short.
You think it's there?
It's
there.
So.
Well, this is a joyful moment, just learning, you know, and, you know, I know you have some wisdom that's way beyond me, and, I mean, I'm listening to you now, so maybe that's all you need to do, just for people to hear you and to hopefully learn from you, because you wish you could go back to yourself and say, hey, don't sweat it. Don't sweat it, girl.
Yeah.
You got this.
No, 100%.
Yeah, so I think we're going to wrap up, and one of the practices we just wrap up is just say thanks, something that we're feeling grateful for today. So I'm happy to start, and again, I'd just like to thank my beautiful hosts.
Thank you, my beautiful host.
For this wonderful start.
No, you start.
For this wonderful journey, and then Gina for coming all the way from Victoria, and specifically, what I'm grateful literally was the last question was, what would you tell yourself, you know, before this all happens? And that skill set to look back and say, hey girl, I'm proud of you. And it makes me so emotional.
It does. It's very emotional.
Thank you for bringing that and sharing that, because for me it's so powerful, because it brings, as you said just now, it brings lots flooding back to me of there's so much stuff. But just bring the joy, bring the happiness, and realize how far you come, and pat on the back. So thank you very, very much.
Wow. I'll go next. Firstly, thank you to my beautiful co-host. There's no chance Gina would have ever sat across from me if it wasn't for her. So thank you. And just thank you for being on this journey with me. I think I really am just in awe of the fact that you have come here to be vulnerable. Just so that you can help people.
Wow.
You know, you know, and I always think like I'm always in awe of the people who come here and speak to us, because I'm like, where does this kindness and vulnerability come from? Like, where is it? This is where you truly see good people in this world. Like,
special souls. Really
special souls. So I'm really grateful for the experience. I'm grateful for this platform. I'm grateful, not even like, I know that people are listening. I know that, like, I see it on the charts, you know, like, oh, another listen, and I don't comprehend it, because honestly, this is for me. For me to learn. This is for me to really, like, I don't know, like, I often look back at my old self, and I think, like, what on earth would you tell her, you know? I often am, like, ashamed of my old self, you know? And all you want to say is, I'm proud of you, you know? And I'm so grateful for you to actually just take the time out of your busy day with your children, to share the soul of, how do you say his name? I want to say it right. Marcio. We are so grateful to him.
Wow.
Because part of your journey could have only happened through him. 100%. And also, he is you. You are him. He's not gone. He's with us in this room.
Yeah.
And thank you to him, and may peace be on your soul. And I wish that
you.
he was here with us in person.
Thanks. Wow.
Thank you. Do I need to go now?
Are you grateful?
I'm grateful. I'm so grateful for both of you for letting me come on here. I must say, driving here from work, I was like, oh, I'm excited, but I'm nervous, but so grateful.
And both.
So grateful. And
you haven't just nailed it. You're sensational.
But mostly grateful for. It was soon into this journey I've been on, but something really stuck out for me that said, keep on going, because your story one day is going to be someone else's survival guide. And
that's our motto.
if this just touches one person, then I'm so grateful for that, because if someone can find some light from my story, then then I think job done.
Jeez, we're so grateful for the job that you've
done.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Job done.
You. Thank you so much for coming.
You can put the certificate on your wall. You did it.
And would it be okay, I think, when we write up at the bottom of the just to tell people that there are widow groups out there. If they
Yes, we should be sending links.
Definitely. I'd really like to send that support. Yeah,
definitely.
Yes.
So thank you, everyone out there. Thank you for taking the time, listening to Gina, to Racheli, and we hope to see you back.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Gina. Thank you, Tova. You are both incredible, and thank you to all of you.